Welcome back to Fox 51 today. So video games have become a pretty regular part of many lives, but how much gaming is too much gaming? So fortunately, we have Dr. Danielson here to help answer that question. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I feel like you have a message for us.
I do, and it's a rather interesting message.
Let's hear it.
Among the other things that I learned today when I was researching for this was that the Dalai Lama loves to play video games. So
that is a fun fact.
It really is. Who would have guessed? But it really is. It shouldn't be too surprising because almost everybody plays games. And video games in our culture are one of the commonest games that we play. But if you think about it, we all grew up playing games. Army. When I was in the 5th grade, one summer, several of my neighborhood friends, we had a Monopoly game that lasted almost the whole summer. We would play every day. In the one house, there was one house that had air conditioning, and so that's where we went.
I would say so.
I saw this TED Talk by a very bright psychiatrist. Her name is Jane McGonigal, and the TED Talk is about how you can live 10 years longer by playing games. And that got my attention, and I started really thinking about it and doing some research. And if you really look at it from a scientific standpoint, playing games is very, very healthy. Now, if you're a parent, and then I have to admit, I have to say that I felt the same thing. When I see my grandkids and my kids playing games, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're wasting their time. This cannot be good. It can't be good for you. But it is. It actually is. Even the violent games are scientifically not demonstrated to make everybody want to go out and do something. And part of the reasons why games work so well is they make us think. And they take us out of our real time what's going on. They teach us how to suspend animation, how to suspend our experience. And this lady, Dr. McGonigal, she talks about she had a really serious concussion. And she designs games. She is a gamer. And she had a concussion, and she was really having a very hard time with flashbacks. And she realized what she needed to do was to play more Tetris. And Tetris, as you know, if you don't know this, it is one of the commonest games that there is. It's easy to get hooked on. Matter of fact,
you playing right now?
I got a game going right here now.
Gosh,
I'm doing really well, so I don't want to mess it up.
Oh yeah, don't play now then.
Don't let us get in the way. Well, I know we heard the good, but what about some downfalls? Would there be some? I guess there could be.
Of course. There always are. And that's what my mommy always taught me. Everything in moderation.
Yes.
And in this interview on the TED Talk, one of the things the questions that was asked is like, okay, we know that several hours is probably quite a bit. The average is 3 hours for a lot of people per day. And she said, when they asked her, what's the number that's safe? They said 21 hours a week.
Wow.
If you're over 21 hours a week, then you need help. That's a lot. That really is. And that includes what are not necessarily violent games. I'll give you an example of one that's not a violent game, but it sort of gives you an example. I did race car driving for years, and we used a simulator, just like pilots use simulators all the time. Well, that's kind of like a game. Well, that simulator helps you drive on a racetrack a whole lot better. But guess what? You can still blow up the car or crash, but you just push the button and start over again. So the violence doesn't necessarily have negative consequences.
Got it. Well, thank you so much. That was all great information. We appreciate it.
Well, thank
21 hours a week.
Man,
all right.
get after it, Chapman.
Well, coming up next on